Snowshoe rabbit, or Lepus americanus, is among the animals living in the taiga. Some of its adaptations include back feet and toes spread out and act like snowshoes, which protects them from the cold and gives them traction on the snow. Its fur is pure white in the winter for camouflage, to avoid predators. Moreover, it changes direction quickly while being hunted, and it's a good swimmer. They'll jump to water to escape from predators. The wolverine, or Gululuscus, has strong jaws that can bite through frozen meat and bones. They have very long claws that provide traction. Their feet serve as snowshoes, which prevents them from sinking in the snow. Also, it has accurate hunting skills. Its fur is thick to protect them from the cold, and they create boulders and crevices to hide from bad weathers and predators. Flora. The balsam fir are small to medium-sized tree, 40 to 80 feet tall, with wide base and narrow tops, spiral-like. They age up to 200 years old. They have waxy needles to help them retain water and survive the cold. Also, it protects them from predators. The black spruce is another plant in the taiga. It is 25 meters tall and tends to become like a spike as it gets older. It contains needles, which are blue-green, short and pointed, with short and layered branches. The bark is reddish. It survives the cold climate because of its layered twigs, waxy pine needles that help them retain water, and rough bark. Likewise, these aspects protect them from fires and predators. Coming up is a jack pine, a 27 meters tall tree with 32 centimeters diameter around the trunk. It has a reddish-brown bark, but as it gets older, it gets grayer. The jack pine is able to grow in the taiga because of waxy needles, rough bark, which protects it from the cold wind and weather. Also, it protects them from the forest fires. Next, we have the Siberian spruce, a needle-leaf tree 30 meters high with a 1.1 meter diameter. It has drooping branches and yellow-green twigs. Due to its conical shape, it is able to shed snow, preventing loss of branches. Its narrow needles prevent water loss, and the dark green needles help absorb heat, and photosynthesis is faster. The white fir belongs to the tiger as well. It can reach up to 100 feet tall with slightly flattened leaves, thin bark, and cones are olive green to purple. Its needles help to obtain water, and the bark protects them from fires. Recreational activities: dog sleigh races, hiking, kayaking, bird watching. Human threats. One of the largest threats to the taiga is deforestation. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, chunks of the taiga in Siberia were cut down. Only 8% of the taiga in Canada is protected, but 50% has been allowed to be harvested by the government. Humans commit deforestation of the taiga for paper, lumber, etc. Another threat is the gathering of fossil fuels. Some people are so desperate for petroleum, they will go anywhere to get it, including the boreal forest. Large-scale industrial forestry, or logging, is the greatest threat affecting the boreal forest. It pollutes both the air and the water. Other threats to the taiga are oil and gas exploration, road building, and mining. Hydroelectric power has ruined the water system, and many fish have mercury poisoning. Many of Siberia's rivers are damaged when timber harvesters sink logs during transport. This occurs when harvesters try to transport logs down rivers to processing plants, which often results in flooding of thousands of hectares of forest land. Because most of Russia's natural resources of oil, natural gas, coal, and diamond are found under the forest, the taiga is cut down in order to mine these minerals. Human-triggered fires destroy the habitat of millions of species. Besides, it burns down the taiga, which turns carbon dioxide into oxygen. With less trees, global warming increases. People do it in order to have space to live because the population of the Earth is so big that we no longer have space for more people. Acid rain is another threat caused by humans that is affecting the taiga. Air pollution from the burning of fossil fuels is the major cause of acid rain. Power plants and factories burn coal and oil. The smoke and fumes from burning fossil fuels rises into the atmosphere and combine with the moisture in the air to form acid rain. When acid rain falls, it weakens the trees by damaging their leaves, limiting the nutrients available to them, or poisoning them with toxic substances slowly released from the soil. They're easily attacked by diseases or insects that ultimately kill them, and when they're weak, they also become injured more easily by cold weather. Hunting the taiga animals is another human threat. For example, the Siberian tiger or amur is one of the animals being hunted in the taiga for its luxurious skin. It has reached the point where they are near extinction. Global climate change. The number of days with extremely cold temperatures has decreased irregularly in nearly all the boreal region, allowing better survival for tree-damaging insects. The land in the taiga is permeable since it is icy, yet with the heat the land thaws, so trees fall. In summer, the daily low temperatures has increased more than the daily high temperature. Summer warming has been shown to increase water stress and reduce tree growth in dry areas of the southern boreal forest in central Alaska, western Canada, and portions of far eastern Russia. Some solutions to address these problems include use less paper, which will reduce the need to cut down trees, attend community-based forest management groups that would get involved if you live near the taiga, decrease the use of paper and wood products, inform your local schools, government, and wood product industries of the dangers of the taiga, use emails and send messages to friends and family to stand up and tell the wood product industries what they're destroying and that it needs to stop. Raise money to reserve land on the taiga. Recycle. Think before throwing. Ambryosa artemisifolia is a common ragweed in Quebec, Canada. It reached Canada when colonists from Europe brought many plants with them when they settled in Canada, and since then there has been a great deal of trade with Europe. In addition to this, the climate of the Western Palearctic region, which includes Europe, Western Russia, the Mediterranean, and Northern Africa, is very similar to the climate in large parts of Canada. Therefore, 80% of the invasive alien plants in Canada originated from the Western Palearctic. They can compete with and in some cases displace native plant species, potentially changing the plant composition of an ecosystem and endangering species of concern. The Ambryosa artemisifolia is a threat to the ecosystem since it alters the ecosystem's functioning. It has the effect on natural functioning of ecosystem, such as productivity of plants, animals, and microorganisms. This one has been suspected of reducing the carbon sequestering capacity of plants in the boreal. Endangered species. The majestic amur, or the Siberian tiger, is another endangered animal in the taiga. It is the largest member of the cat family. Its meat and luxurious fur are highly prized in Korea and Japan. Russian people are so poor that they capture and poach these tigers through any possible means. There are only 250 to 450 amur remaining in the world.